Hello everyone, and welcome to our October the 1st Live to the Desktop session, where we're going to talk about how to connect with instructors and classmates using BlackboardIM. There's several features in Blackboard Instant Messaging that might be helpful to you. One of them is that it automatically synchronizes with your TWU enrollment records. What this does is it allows anyone who's installed Blackboard Instant Messaging at TWU, you will be able to see them listed in your classmates option, and I will show you where you can see this in a minute. Some of the things you can do with instructors and other students is open an instant messaging chat session. You can call, where you can actually have a headset on so that you can see video and talk to them. You have collaboration features where you can tour a website or write on the whiteboard. In addition, you can open a full-blown Blackboard Collaborate web conferencing session. And another nice feature that you have as an instructor is to have office hours where you can meet with students privately in a chat or a call session. Here's how you would get started. On your Blackboard homepage, you're going to see a module called BlackboardIM, and there will be a link on it that says Get BlackboardIM. You would click on that link to begin to download the BlackboardIM software. The software is actually client software that will be installed on the workstation. You don't use BlackboardIM from Blackboard itself. It is actually a separate application that would be on your desktop. When you start to install the application, you're going to get a pop-up box that says you need to create a BlackboardIM ID. We recommend that you use your TWU username as your ID and your TWU email account as your email address. After you've installed the application, the next thing that will happen is you'll be allowed to sign in to Blackboard Collaborate. You'll log in using the Blackboard ID and password that you used when you created your account. You can actually get BlackboardIM to remember your ID, and to sign you in automatically when you launch the program. Keep in mind that anyone accessing your computer, if they open the BlackboardIM application, they're automatically going to be logged in as you. So if you share your computer with someone, you might not want to turn those features on. Here's the BlackboardIM user interface. I'm going to go ahead and share BlackboardIM and walk through these features with you using the application. No, I guess I'm going to share my desktop. Okay. Can everyone see my desktop?
Yes.
Okay, good. At the top of the page, you can see a menu called BlackboardIM People, Tools, Help. You will also see a status bar that allows me to show my status. And you will see two tabs, one called Contacts, which is my first page with several contacts that I have, and another called Classmates. If I look at Classes under Classmates, you'll see that I have a class, and anyone that's installed BlackboardIM I can see under there. There's another class I have called Pedagogy of Synchronous Tools, and I can see people there. If you see a little smiley face, you can see that I already have that person in my contacts list. I'm going to add someone here. I'm going to add Cynthia Howell. How's that? I'll add her, and notice she turns to a smiley face. If I click on Contacts, I can see that I recently added Cynthia Howell, and I can drag and drop her into the TLT department where I work. And now you'll see that Cynthia Howell is in my Contacts page. So this is how you can move someone from your Classmates page to your Contacts page if you plan to keep in touch with them regularly. In addition to that, at the end of the semester or at some time, your classes will close and everyone on your Classmates page will change as your classes change from semester to semester. So anyone that you want to remain in contact with after a semester ends, you'll want to try to add them to your Contacts page. So let's close the sharing of the desktop and we'll go back to talking about some of these features. Can everyone see the slideshow again? Okay, good. So there was the menu bar, here's the status bar, here's your contacts and classmates tabs, and here's what my contacts look like on the page. There were some buttons where I could pick someone on my list, click on their name, and start a chat session, or call them, or create a collaboration space with them. So those are the things you can do just from that main menu. So we talked about our status bar, and there were several settings here. You actually have an option at the bottom called Edit Status Messages to create a custom status. So if I wanted to create a status saying I was on vacation, for example, and use that when I'm actually out of the office during regular hours, I could have that status available. Be sure to install Blackboard Instant Messaging on as many computers as needed. If you have one at home, or you have a laptop at home and a desktop at home and you need it on multiple computers, you can install it more than once. And remember, classmates appear only when you're enrolled in a specific class. The user profile, which is an option under BlackboardIM Preferences, allows you to upload a personal image of yourself, a little bit about you if you wanted to add that. You can also put in specific links, like if there's web pages or other things that you would like to include as part of your profile. Maybe that's a LinkedIn page, maybe you actually have your own website and you can add those there. There are an incredible number of behaviors that can be set under preferences. There's privacy settings, there's when you want to be alerted of things. So there's all these options so that you can change how Blackboard will behave, or BlackboardIM will behave when you interact with it. So you'll want to look through some of those preferences and see if you want to change any of those settings. The Classmates tab I briefly showed you, and all the users that have installed BlackboardIM are listed in the class. You'll notice that some of my classes only have 2 or 3 people listed. That's because they're the only people that have installed BlackboardIM. The instructor also has an account, and you'll be able to see the word instructor appearing next to their name in a class. You won't be able to add or delete classmates. They'll just automatically show up and then be removed as the semesters move on. The Contacts tab allows you to keep track of people. You can add people. You can click on Contacts, and then at the top, click on the People menu and Add Group. You type in a group name. For example, here's an economic study group. Here's my friends group. And all of a sudden, the group will exist. If you want to drag anybody into those groups, you just click on the person, hold your mouse down, and move them into the new group that you might want to add them into. A couple of things to remember. You can add your classmates to contacts, and I showed you an example of how to do that. You would click on the Classmates tab, identify a person. If they have a plus sign, they can be added to your contacts. If they have a smiley face, they're already on your contacts page. Once you've clicked on the plus button, it'll change to a smiley face, and on the contacts page, it'll say Recently Added. You then drag that person to whatever group you would like to add them to. By making a classmate a contact, they will be available to communicate with even when the class is no longer available. If you would like to start a new chat, you would double-click on a name. So we double-click on Cindy Howell, for example, and we click that little icon at the bottom of the page that was called Chat. And all of a sudden, you'll get a page that looks like this, where you will now have a box to type a message in. Once you type in the message and hit enter on the keyboard for the message to show up in the white area in the middle, which will keep a running dialogue of the chat that you've had with this person. You click enter to see that in the middle of the page. Let me go to the next slide. There we go. There's a profile option. So whoever I'm having this call with, I can click on this button here, and I'll be able to see that they have what they've put inside their profile. I could switch from a chat to a call where we would have audio and video, or I could switch to a collaborate session where we could share a web tour or share a whiteboard together if I would like to change this environment to be a call or a collaboration session. Other than that, you're just going to see the chat window fill up with the instant message chat that you have with, in this case, Cindy Howell, I guess, but whoever this person is. If you want to start a group chat, you select at least one contact, hold the control key down and click the additional contacts, and then click the chat button, and then all those people will be invited to a single session. You can begin virtual office hours very much the same way. You actually click on change your status from available to office hours, and then select students that you might want to enter the room. So I was thinking we could show this as a demo, and we can talk about what happens as we do different things. So let me share my desktop again. Does everyone see my desktop? Okay, good. So what I'm going to do is come up here and change my status from available to office hours. So now you'll see that a box pops up with office hours in it. So I'm going to select a couple of people. Let me see, where are my people? I'm going to go to contacts. And I don't see, oh, here I see Vicki. She's not actually got Blackboard Collaborate open, and I don't see Stacy. Let me go over to Stacy. I'm looking for Stacy Greathouse. Here she is. I'm going to add her to my contacts. So I'm going to move Stacy into TLT really quick. I'm going to select Stacy and Vicki, and I'm going to right-click and invite them. Oh, I guess I invited them to a group chat. Cancel that. Invite them. Oops, close that. Oh dear, sign into that again. Sorry, click the wrong button. So I have Stacy Greathouse and I have Vicki Johnson, and I'm going to change my session to office hours. And then they should be able to join my session. So if they try to call me, they should come into my office hours session. Okay, so Stacy's here, and I can see that she's in this area that's called the waiting room. And then Vicki can come in, or Vicki was going to come in. So I can promote. I can select Stacy and promote her. And now Stacy and I are together in our classroom. Anybody else that would join the session is here in the waiting room. So then we can actually have a conversation. Hello, Stacy. She says, I was provided the note that other students can see messages when I'm in the waiting room. Yes, other students can see messages in the waiting room. They won't be able to see what Stacy and I are typing here. So for example, anything that's going on in this middle of the white room, only Stacy and I can see. So we can talk about assignment 1, and nobody else will know what we're saying about assignment 1, and they're all. So everybody in the waiting room is still waiting. I can actually send a message to people in the waiting room. There's no one in there, but hello waiting room. And then I would click on this button right here to send that message to anybody in the waiting room. So that I could say, wait just a few minutes, I'll be back, or come back in 10 minutes and I'll be available, or something like that. You could also let them know that that they should be aware that you can see any chats that they have going on between themselves over here in the waiting room as my office hours are done. So, and if Stacy and I needed to do something, so I have Janet Bickleburton here. Now Janet shouldn't be able to see anything that's going on in here at the moment. And then if I promote her, I can demote Stacy back to the waiting room, and then I can promote Janet up to the room, and then Stacy can't see what we're doing. So there you go. Just to kind of let you see how office hours work. They're very handy to be able to meet with online students and help them individually if you need to answer questions. So thank you, ladies, for joining that. And then I can, like I said, I can see the waiting room chat if I click on this button right here. And so if anybody were chatting in the waiting room, I could actually see what they said. So you might want to tell students ahead of time that you can actually see their chatting if you want to. So hi, Janet. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to close my office hours. And there's no, yeah. Thank you, Stacy. So it lets me know that without closing it, let them know that they, that I'm leaving my session. So let me go back to the slides really quick. And that's basically some of the features. So there's a waiting list. You can send a message to students in the waiting list. You can click on promote to talk to them. You can change the type of session to a call or a collaboration session if you need to. Starting a new call, if you double click the name of the contact and click call, it sends them an invitation to accept or decline. So the person gets this message that you've been invited to a call, do you want to join? And the call allows you to have this audio-video window where you can actually put on a headset and see each other and then just have a conversation instead of having to type everything out, which is handy. And then you have a whiteboard, so you can start a collaboration session if you would like, and you double-click on the name of the contact and click this button at the bottom of the page. And now you have your Blackboard Collaborate whiteboard where people can type things on the page. You can make notes, you can add text, you can point to things like this. You can clear the page and make a new page. You can save the whiteboard or the things on the whiteboard. So you can start a collaboration session. This is very similar to the collaboration, the whiteboard features that you have inside of Blackboard Collaborate. There's always help if you need help using BlackboardIM. All you have to do is contact the Blackboard Collaborate support tab. They have an option to chat with an agent, so you can do an online chat with a technical help. You can call them, and you can look at cases that you have open in case you're having any technical problems. The phone number to call if you want to just call to get help is this North American number, 877-382-2293. And that is a great way to get started to use Blackboard Instant Messaging in your courses. Thank you so much for joining me today. Did anyone have any questions before we close the session?
Yes,
Iris.
Heidi. Thank you for showing the BlackboardIM. I have a question. So we have Blackboard Collaborate. That's already built in the Blackboard course, and we can do the same thing like what you just showed us. So what do you recommend? Which one is better, and how do we decide which one to use? Because the BlackboardIM does require everyone to install the client. So Blackboard Collaborate is built in the course, so anyone can join the session by going to that link. So it looks like that Blackboard Collaborate maybe seems to be easier to access. What do you recommend? Which one is better? What's the difference between these two?
Yes, well, you can actually even open a full Blackboard Collaborate session from BlackboardIM. The one feature that is different is the office hours feature. So if you had an online class or a hybrid class and you wanted to be able to offer office hours online, you could use this tool, because in a Blackboard Collaborate session, you would never have that waiting room, to see when somebody else was there that wanted to, talk to you. So office hours are kind of nice inside of the BlackboardIM feature. I do know instructors who don't want to have all these features available that are available in Blackboard Collaborate. They just want to have a chatting session with students, and they tend to, you can add a tool into your Blackboard course. The tool is basically the how to install BlackboardIM. Tell your students to install BlackboardIM and then schedule a session. Now, it's not in Blackboard. They would all open up BlackboardIM and go to their course, and they would have a group chat with their class at a certain time. I know there's a few instructors that have done that in the past. And that's just a text chat session with the students as opposed to all the features you have in Blackboard Collaborate. Those are the two ways that I've seen BlackboardIM used differently or separately from Blackboard
Thank you.
Collaborate? Does anyone have any other examples of it, of using the two products separately and how they're using them differently?
So in Blackboard IM, you also can do the collaboration, and does that one also have the capability of recording?
Yes, it opens a full Blackboard Collaborate session.
Okay.
The problem is still you have the issue about having to download the Blackboard Collaborate launcher, and then just getting comfortable with a session. So you might have some technical challenges if people haven't installed the launcher the first time. So usually I've only done the Blackboard Collaborate sessions from IM with people that I know that are familiar with Blackboard Collaborate before. Diane Maurer and I have done one, for example, in the past.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Well, I want to thank all of you for coming today. I hope that you saw something unique or new, and I'm more than willing to share the presentation with you or the slides with you if you would like to use them in the future. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon.
Thank you, Heidi.